days versus green days. Everybody has them in the market. Which one were you today?
Welcome to the aftermarket dream. Welcome to the aftermarket dream. Welcome to the aftermarket party where we hang free.
Welcome to the Aftermarket, American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I am Dawn, your host, aka J&J Video Reacts. And this is a stream that's been created for you traders to have a place to come to after the market closes, just to have a place to decompress, continue to focus on Coach's strategies. Who is Coach? Chad Christian. He is a 33-year stock market vet, and he started American Dream Trading 5 years ago and went live on all the live platforms 3 years ago this year. So it was crazy. Coach is absolutely amazing, and the cool thing is he teaches us how to do it the right way. He is the only coach that does it with a live open Zoom call live, right there on social media for you to see. He teaches us all, and he doesn't just trade. He lets us trade and teaches us how to trade. So it's a lot different from the other stuff you might see out there. Very different. In fact, so different that he's created over 14 millionaires and a couple more on the cusp, about to bud here pretty soon. The cool thing about it is at least 12 of them had no prior day trading experience. None. All right. So Coach's strategies are phenomenal. They're simple. They're for the average person who thinks that they don't belong in a stock market or they don't have money. That we focus on process over profits over here. You don't need a lot of money to get started in the stock market. Just come on over. All you have to do is go to AmericanDreamTrading.com and get signed up. Right now, we've got a couple of things going on. We've got our premium membership, which you can sign up for with a 7-day free trial. That gives you premium access to us. It gives you access to our Discord, which is free to access, by the way. You don't need a dime, but it gives you access to our free Discord where you can take advantage of talking to other traders, talking to Coach himself, just chit-chatting with other members of the group. You can get access to videos on demand, ebooks, all kinds of training materials, access to that live Zoom call that I told you about, which is worth the price of admission alone, hot stock picks, pre-market setup quotes, everything to get you started, and 7-day free trial. Now, it will renew at its regular rate of $125 a month once that 7-day free trial is up. And that is all you. Also, crypto. If you've ever wanted to learn about crypto also has a 7-day free trial. And every Wednesday night at 7, they do a live Zoom call where they do some very, very in-depth training on it with Chris and Bucko over there. So shout out to those guys. That renews at a monthly rate of only $50 because we want to get that room filled up. And last but not least, our futures membership. Yes, we also train you on futures. In fact, futures has its own live call. Coach is live with the Zoom call 9 to 11 a.m. And futures with our own Mark McSee over there getting it done is live from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day. So if you ever wanted to learn about futures, I can't think of any better trainer than Mark. So with that being said, we're live 3 times a day. And you can join futures for $249 a month, but that also has a 7-day free trial. 3 times a day, 9 to 11, 2 to 4 for, with stocks and options, 2 to 4 with futures. And we button things up with the aftermarket where we basically go over different lessons, things that happen throughout the course of the day. How about SPY this afternoon, huh? Oh, my God. In any event, I think my co-pilot is here. Hold on one second. I think we got James L back here. Yes, we do. All right, James, here we go. Oh, let's see. There we go.
Or Jesus is one of the two.
All right. There you go. Let's see here. How are you today, Mr. James?
The I'm good, Miss Dawn. How about you?
I'm good. You sound frustrated. You all right?
Yeah. I'll tell you later.
Okie dokie. Um, but yep, aftermarket is on fire, baby. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over trading red days versus green days, right? And that's the thing that we're looking to do today. And that way we'll kind of focus on how to get through some of these red days when they happen, and also how to get through some of the green days. Um, Before we get into that, don't forget to smash the like button, right? Uh, let's see. Don't forget to smash that like button. Share the content out. We're trying to get Coach to 20,000 subscribers. And right now we are sitting at 17,132. We are really moving the change on that. So that's moved pretty quickly since the weekend. So thank you for that, gang.
Yeah, that's that's awesome. Green days, red days. You know my stance on that.
Oh, yeah. Green days versus red days. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah. What is all this? Did Rich Restring do an update or what?
Yeah, they're always doing stuff. That's why it took me so long to get in here. They switch up so much stuff. It's like, oh my God, what is going on now? And for a blind person, that is not cool because you're used to stuff being in a certain place. You know what I mean? And when it gets all switched around. All right. So the aftermarket trading red days versus green days, different trades, different strategies. Wow, Claude's giving me more and more slides. And it was first, it was like 10 or 11. Then it was like 15. Then it was 20. Now it's 24. Oh my goodness. The market has moods. No duh, for sure. Some days it's bullish, meaning green, and some days it's bearish, meaning it's red. You need both playbooks. Now, today, I don't know what was going on with SPY, IWM, all of these tickers, but they took a dive from about midday on. um,
Yeah.
it was crazy. I think I didn't trade at all earlier, but probably at about, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock, probably about 12:30. I had $20 sitting over in Weeble. It had already shown its direction, obviously. So I said, let me see if I can't get a couple dollars. And I doubled the 20. So I'm like, all righty. It could have went to 70, but I was good with the 40. I wasn't greedy. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. It ran long enough for me. So that's how you got to do it, gang. Get in, get green, get out, right? Because, but here's the thing. When they show themselves, you got to take full advantage of it. You got to be prepared. You have got to be prepared when a red day rears its head, and a green day, right? Would you agree with that, James? You got to kind of have the powder ready, man.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
the market has moods. And like we said, you got to go into the playbook. So the mistake is trading the same way, whether it's a red day or a green day, right? That's how you lose. So you can't go into a red day trading it like it's a green day. You have to know the difference between the two. Obviously, one is going up, one is going down.
Are
But
you talking about the market itself?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say. Uh. Okay. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. Sorry.
basically, yeah, it's just saying different conditions constitute different strategies, right?
Right. Right.
So, you know what I mean? You can't treat them both the same way.
What's a green day? Market indices up, bullish momentum, buyers in control, most stocks rising.
And it's also a pretty cool ass group from the 90s. So, yeah, pretty much the market is to the upside. Got a bullish momentum, and things are, hovering above VWAP, basically. Um, I noticed that green days tend to be a little bit different in the fact that it doesn't seem like when it's a green day and the market's going up, it can be smooth, but it's not as smooth as a red day. I think we've all discussed before, there's a lot more momentum when it's going down. So it seems like because it's going uphill a little bit slower. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, a boulder downhill goes faster than pushing it up.
yeah, right. That's exactly what I mean by that. So,
Yeah,
green days in the market tend to go up the same way, like pushing a boulder up a hill.
yes, ma'am.
What's a red day? Market indices are down, bearish momentum, sellers in control, and most stocks are falling. Like we had a day today where most stocks were falling in the afternoon. So once again, just like James said, it's easier to go down the hill. It's easier to jump on, the sellers, because think about it. What are you doing? You are selling for a profit. When you're buying, right? And think of it like buyer's remorse. You're spending money to get in a trade and it's going to the upside, right? But when you're selling, you're getting out of that trade. You are jumping in, like especially options, put options. You're selling, getting out, right? When it goes to the downside. Um, so when everybody else starts selling, you start selling too.
Green day strategy. When the market is green, you trade differently.
Yep. It just seems like everything is up. You can throw a dart, right? Green Day Rule 1. Buy the dips. Look for look for pullbacks on strong stocks. So basically, what that's saying is you needed to pull back. If it's heading steadily straight up, you needed to pull back so that you can get it for a lower price. You don't want to buy in at the top or at the ceiling, because chances are it's going to do that pullback and you're going to end up losing money. And if it gains any type of momentum on that pullback, you could use a ton of money if you don't have a stop set or if you don't hurry up and get out of that trade, right? Which you should have a stop.
Oh well, in the absolute worst, like you said, you get in if you're playing in options, and you get in at the top of a gamma candle. Woo! You just overpaid.
Good luck with that.
That's like going to a Chevy dealer and looking at a new Silverado and saying, no, 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 I want to give you more than sticker price.
Right.
That's no.
MSRP's wimps.
Yeah. Green Day Rule 2. Trade with trend. Don't fight the bullish momentum.
That's easy enough, right? It's
Yeah.
going up. You buy calls or you buy long. Period. Don't try to fight the trend. Green Day Rule 3. Look for breakouts. Green Days have follow through.
Green Day Rule 4. Hold winners longer. Let them run on green days. Seems like I've heard that somewhere before.
Gee, would it be Chad Christian? Green Day, what to avoid. Okay, don't short on green days. That would be a counter trend trade and you're going against the grain. That's like walking in front of a freight train. Don't be overly cautious, right? Don't sell too early. And don't fight the tape. Right? Look at what the tape is telling you. If it's going sideways, that means it's consolidating. It's time to maybe shed or get out of that, right? It's looking to do something else. If it's constantly red candle on top of the shoulder of the next red candle on top of the shoulder of the next red candle, headed in a steady uptrend, then you're golden, right? You just want to use our coach's 5 to 7 candle rule though before you enter. Just be careful. Usually somewhere around that neighborhood, it starts to get a little tired. People want to take their money, and it usually happens between 5 and 7 straight candles of the same color, whether it's up or down. So you want to, and that's also a buying opportunity. We said buy on the pullbacks. Usually that happens within 5 to 7 candles if it's stair stepping.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Or you
you,
look for it to find points of resistance to pull back on and see how far it pulls before you buy in.
yep,
Red day strategy. When the market is red, everything changes.
yep. Red day
Red
rule
day.
one. Oh,
Go ahead.
red day rule one: smaller position sizes, which we talked about last night. Risk is higher on red days. Why would that be?
Well, you never know when they're going to push it back up.
Hmm.
And
You do if
you
you
know,
chart it. You
you
do if you
talk,
put lines on your chart.
yeah. Well, I mean, you talking about higher risk. What I think of is shorting shares, of course. Uh, which unlike going to the upside, shorting shares has limited potential gains and unlimited potential loss.
Right.
So that's your higher risk.
Yeah. So be careful on those red days, gang. Okay, red day rule two: tighter stops. Moves can be fast and brutal. So yeah, we noticed that when red days get momentum, it tends to be. And I'm gonna ask you: have you noticed, James? It's a lot more knife drops on red days than
Oh yeah,
gamma candles pushing upward on green days. I noticed that.
definitely.
Yeah, green days tend to stair step. It's got the nice little dots up, but when you get some momentum to the downside, I mean, it can be knife drop after knife drop. Three knife drops in a row. Then you maybe got some, some smaller candles in there, and then maybe another knife drop, which is exactly what happened with SPY this afternoon. You know,
Yeah,
and
I always think of Wiley Coyote. Help!
when he falls off the cliff, and all you see is a little dust bubble, like
Right?
the cloud of smoke. Oh man. Or he pulls up the sign. He puts up the sign, help. I love it.
Red
Um,
Day Rule 3
oh,
or
my bad.
4 or 3. Look for support bounces, buy at strong levels, not randomly. But
All
you don't want to see a candle going down and just hit buy, 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 buy.
right. No. Look for support bounces. Red days, I don't look for well, yeah, you are looking for bounces because at some point it's got to find bottom. The only thing is you just can't guess bottom. So
You want your eyes bothering you today, Miss Dawn? You want me to do the reading?
sure, that'd be cool.
All right. I see you keep rubbing your eyes. So, red day rule number 4: take profits faster. Don't be greedy on red days.
That makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
Red day, or consider this: sometimes the best trade on a red day is no trade. Cash is a position. A bird in the
Wow.
hand.
Mm, what the hell? That's the third time I've heard that in 2 days.
Yeah. Well,
And
there's something to it.
this time Claude's saying it. I heard it
Yeah.
on Jesse Livermore. Jesse said it in the live call. Or was that Jesse that said it? No, I think maybe Troy or somebody said, and now I'm reading it again. That's crazy, but it's so true. You gain more by waiting.
Exactly. Perfect setups. Red day. What to avoid? Don't catch falling knives. Don't buy dips too early. Don't hold losers hoping. And don't trade big on red days.
I guess that makes sense. Although you can make some nice money on a red day.
Well, and two, that all goes back to your risk management,
Yep.
and that's what it's truly all about: protecting your assets and risk management.
Yeah, if you're not protecting your assets, it's like what are you trading with? You don't have any powder. You got to learn how to preserve your capital. That's one of the biggest rules in trading.
How do you know which day? Check SPY, QQQ, DIA at open, green, bullish day likely, red, bearish day likely. First 30 minutes tells the story.
Now, here's the thing about us. We don't usually trade in the first 30 minutes. Most of us don't anyway. And that is because that is when the market is the most volatile. That and the last the last power hour, really, and the last 8 minutes of power hour are extremely volatile. And if you're not an experienced trader, you want to make sure that you are using a tight stop if you're in it, but you shouldn't be in it. If you do, paper trade it, test it out.
Right? The adaptation. Winners adapt their strategy to the day. Losers trade the same way every day.
And that's what we were just saying. You know, you can't trade them exactly the same way.
Your turn. Do you trade differently on red versus green days? What's your strategy? And anybody want to share? And I kind of like to go back one step just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the losers. That I mean I suppose it's a fitting word, but it's an aggravating word for
What
me.
leaves there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, when you're talking about the trading and your attitude, your mentality,
Yeah.
I don't think loser is the right word for that because it's got such strong negativity that goes with it. Uh, Learner, beginner, new
Okay.
trader.
Well, yeah, I get you. Um, don't think they're going to change it anytime soon, but
Well, no, yeah, but you get my point,
I do. But you're not calling the person a loser. The trade is a loser.
right?
So it's losses are a part of trading. You know what I mean? And I think maybe they do it that way because that holds a heavy gravity, that word, right? And you want to avoid losses. So yeah, it's going to be a word that you really don't want to have to say. So avoid it. So I think that's why, because you're in the act of losing that trade and losing money. I don't think it at all reflects on the person or the trader. Um, but I get where you're going with that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Definitely
ma'am.
get where you're going with it.
Tomorrow's challenge. First thing, check if it's a red or green day. Adjust your strategy accordingly.
So this goes back to what we were saying before about being prepared for the morning or being prepared for that day's trading, right? You should have a trading plan always. Have your entry strategy and your exit strategy, ready before you even make a trade. Have your risk management already set up. What you're going to do, how much you're willing to lose, right? Um, and also already know what your 1 to 3% is going to be of that day for your account. So if you have all of that ready, then we did that for being prepared for Mondays. So if you have
Right.
all of that ready in your journal right by you, there's no need to be unprepared, and you'll be ready.
Remember this: the market changes daily. Your strategy should too. Read the day, adjust your play. That's pretty catchy.
Yeah, read the day, adjust your play. I like that. Should be on a T-shirt.
Thank you. Adapt or get wrecked. Well, let's not sugarcoat that at all, Claude. Thanks, Claude. Damn.
So, shout out to Jeffrey. I see you down there. Artelon, what's up? Artelon, how you doing, bud? Todd, how you guys doing? Marlena, hey, what's going on? F2's down there. Happy birthday, F2. Shit. Hold on.
Well, and you know that that does bring something to mind that Coach said a long time ago. I don't think he's really talked about it a whole lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
It is in his videos though, but you remember something Coach said? One of the first things he does every morning.
What?
He looks at what the market trend is. What's going on, and one of the first sites that comes up, and you can look at several if you've got one dedicated to it, great. But one of the first sites that come up is CNN.
Yeah. I've heard him say that. I've heard Palm say that too.
Yeah, and just get a look at get a general idea how the market's feeling for the day. Don't form a bias because there's no guarantees. But if you've got a general idea of which way it's tilting one way or the other, it's easier to make a solid trading plan on.
Absolutely. That's called being prepared. Happy birthday, F2.
Are we gonna get in trouble for playing the song? Can we play the song?
I think we can. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me go find it.
You know what? You know what would be even better, Miss Dawn?
What?
You playing around with your AI
Mm-hmm.
and put whoever's birthday it is in the middle of it with a sombrero, like they're singing to that person directly.
Huh. That'd be interesting. Let's see. Here we go. Let's share it.
It's your birthday, we're here to party and sing to you. It's from me. Hope you are bueno, the fun will rain to you. It's from me.
There we are.
It's your birthday, we're here to party and sing to you. It's from me. Hope you are bueno, the fun will rain the whole day through. From the Gulf to the mountains, the city lights and fountains, we hope your birthday's excellent. You are another year older, so perhaps you should
be generally awesome.
Cause today is your day. Hola. You deserve a grand fiesta, and later on siesta, and the best of everything. Sí, señor.
I don't know why I couldn't find how to get it full screen. Normally it has a little square up there. Happy birthday, F. You are amazing, brother. And he had an amazing day. That is just crazy to
It certainly makes for a happy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I mean, of all the days to hit, 6 digits, right? I'm like, dude, you really gave yourself a nice birthday present. That is completely awesome. But we like to say happy birthday on here. Shout out to Miranda. Hey, what's going on? Bayside Jim. Bayside Jim says he does better on red days. Yeah, I do too. Most people
Some
like
do.
red days.
There are bears in the market.
Yep. There's a lot of bears. People tend to become bears. Darn cricket.
Yeah, that's something we've heard Coach say. Anybody that's been in the market for any amount of time, you can tell because they end up have to. I got to pay taxes.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, Coach say that anybody that's been in the market any amount of time, well, they end up being a bear.
I know. I've seen that to be true in our group too. Me personally, I prefer doing red trades. I've heard other people say they prefer. I've heard Maria say it. I've heard several people say it because of how it moves. It's just a lot
Right.
easier going down.
Well, and red days, puts pay more because they puts cost more because they pay more. And so
Yep.
they do, but they can be shorter lived. Is the downside to that?
I don't know. They was down pretty long today.
Well, that's why I said they
I
can be.
I feel like they last longer than the upside. I think it's reverse. I've seen it where it just drops and just drops profusely all day. And then you'll see every now and then you'll see it run all day to the upside, but you don't see it run all day to the upside nearly as many times as you see that shit run to the downside, especially with the news that's going on lately. It'll start knife dropping and don't go all day, but it'll start knife dropping at a drop of a hat these days, right? We've seen it happen a few times, but
Well, yeah, I mean, the market's ever changing, ever morphing. So you do have to take into consideration that for the most part, we are at all time highs and have hit our
yep,
heads on all time highs in a lot of sectors. So
yeah.
what else has it got to do?
Yeah, it's gonna be some red. Just
Yeah.
be prepared for it. Just know where
Well,
those ceilings are.
it has to breathe.
Yep. Just all you got to do is be prepared. Know where your ceilings are, where it's most likely to start dropping, right? But don't guess bottom, because it could be trying to, just set itself up for the next level. But it is going to do some dropping. But you just have to be prepared, and have your levels charted out. Oracle.
And Hope says a big red day is slow, and there are big greens in it sometimes, and it tricks me every damn time. So
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like you're trying to trade against the trend,
No,
and
no, no,
that,
no, no,
well, I mean, with all due respect, it can be done. And, if you're a master scalper,
yeah, if you're David Yanas, right?
yeah,
I mean, and not just a quick stutter step. I mean, it needs to trend up for a little bit or trend a little bit. I mean, you need a good 5 or 6, 7 candles, 1 or 2 candles, unless you got a huge account where you're in and out, is not going to do you any good. I mean, you know what I mean? Especially if you're in futures, you can't do a short trade because you're going to pay fees.
yeah.
So it's like, you want some length to it. And if it's overall to one side, why look for that length? It's only going to give you a few candles. It's not going to run long to one side or the other. I've seen Meta do that. It's going up for the most part of the day and it may be jagged, but those jags to the downside are short lived, maybe 10 candles tops, right? And then it's headed right back up. May do another 10 down, headed right back up. So if you're good with that 10, but you know what? That's one of the things that I'm learning in listening to these Jesse Livermore sessions is why keep doing the small moves? Wait for the big moves. They may only come once, hell, every couple of days, but when they do, you get paid on them. Start to chart out where those bigger moves are. And you can find them by finding the most high, right? Previous day high, previous day low. Find those support and resistance lines that are major areas of support and resistance, because chances are you're going to get a big move off of it. It may not happen within the day that you're in, but it will eventually happen. And if you can wait longer than you trade, you're going to get some money. It's just inevitable, right? But you got to get good at waiting for that stuff.
There you go.
Bayside Jim, what's up? F2 said he has some of his best days on red days. I hear you, F. Hope. A big red day is slow. And there are the big green and wait a minute.
That's what I just read.
Is that
from
what
Hope.
you just read? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Vegan knowledge. Hey, sweetie.
How you doing?
Vegan. He said, "Are you doing futures?" Is who doing futures? I'm being nosy. Ken McKee, what's going on? He said these institutions creating traps. Yes, too good. Yes, they do. Traders' money. Yeah. False breakouts really, really know how to spank you. Take, for instance, yesterday, right? Now, I didn't trade it, but I watched it. IWM, and I don't know if you remember this, James, IWM started out running to the upside, didn't it?
It did.
Running. And it made sense, because if you look at pull back the curtain, just pan out a little bit, IWM is overall to the upside. It's trading at all-time highs, right? So it makes sense. Okay, yeah, maybe it's time to go ahead and bust through that 250 that it keeps playing with and staying around between 240 and 245. I won't just go to hell above 250 and get it over with. But it's doing that, right? It hasn't really hit 250 and stayed over it. So you're thinking maybe this might be it. And then it starts consolidating. Now there's your clue, right? It starts to consolidate. It lets you know right there, okay, if it's happening, it's happening right now. And then next thing you know, and I mean, it just dropped and dropped and dropped, which to me, I anticipated that drop. Because if you go out on the 30-day and the 5-day, that was a level where it was a major support, where it had hit 2 times before and then dropped for days. So I'm like, okay, it's at that same level. This should be dropping. I was confused by it going up. That's why I didn't touch it, right? And I'm like, okay, it's going up. I don't know if I'm, going to mess with that. And I didn't trade anyway, because I wasn't confident, right? I thought it was going to go down, but when I saw that and then it was coming, I'm like, I'm not messing with it. But then there it goes, boom. And I had missed the move.
I did.
I
traded it. I traded it yesterday. Couple up, couple down.
Okay.
Green for the day. Call it done.
Yep, I missed the move. It had started. I think I stepped out of the room for a second. I came back. I saw these red candles just going down. I'm like, God damn it! But
that seems to be status quo. I mean, you look at Mark. You can almost take not financial tax or investment advice, but if you're watching Mark and he says, "I got to go market research," get ready to take your trades.
Oh man,
he comes back cussing every time
I leave. I heard Ralph say it yesterday, but stepped out of the room, came back. I'm like, you son of a. But that's how it is, you have to be ready, and you got to be alert, and you got to be ready for it. But I mean, I know that was a possibility. I wasn't going to trade it anyway, but I was expecting it to do that. So at least I knew I read it right. But getting back to my original point, false breakouts set you up. So if you know your charts and you're confident in your strategy and your lines, which I was, I'm like, that should be going down, but I can't tell the market what to do. Whatever it's doing is what it's doing. Trade the trade that's in front of you, right? So you could have got some nice money on a counter trend trade on the way up, but when it started dropping down, that did not surprise me that it didn't continue up because it was supposed to be going down yesterday. If there is a supposed to, so yeah, but it had conviction. It would fool the average trader who does not put support and resistance lines on their chart, right? And didn't know that was a ceiling. So in any event, it felt good to be finally on that side of it, James. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
I knew that was going to happen. It wasn't guesswork. It wasn't, oh, it's up. Oh, now it's down. It's like, that should be going down. And eventually it did.
Well, and to back up a little bit, Hope says that having problems staying in green long, not sure why, I jump out too fast. Something doesn't click for me. I'm afraid it will go against me when I'm in longs. So yeah, fear agreed. But I'd point out too, this is a beautiful thing about this community. And a data trader I know is part of the group. Hope I don't know if you are. I don't recognize the name, but don't my memory.
I think I've seen Hope in here before.
But in here, yes, but I'm it could be a different username.
Member, right?
Yeah, a member. Data trader said that many or all to do that at the beginning. I'm slowly working through it, and having smaller positions is an easier to weather storms, but also having a solid game plan for the strategy.
That was what I was going to ask Hope. What's your position size? Because that you shouldn't feel nervous in the trade if your position size and your risk management are set up right.
Well, and this will sound familiar to you. On SPY, tell me how many red flags you hear here. On SPY,
number one, okay.
It goes in a direction, then suddenly 2 or 3 huge candles against the trend, taking 50% of my profit or even more, then I'm out.
Yeah. SPY doing SPY things. First of all, let's address trading SPY, period. Right? SPY is definitely something you shouldn't be in. Unless you have serious experience and you've traded it and you know its ebbs and flows, you don't want to mess with SPY. Palm will tell you that. Coach will tell you that. Everybody, you don't want to. SPY does that type. That what you just described is why you don't want to mess with SPY, because it does that.
Definitely.
Nana always says SPY does SPY things, right? And some days it will act like a regular stock. It'll stair step just as nice or drop just as nice and won't go against you. But most often than not, it does not respect lines, right? So you got to be careful. So I would try to trade something else, right? That moves just a little bit slower than SPY. Maybe go to Tesla. I'm kidding. Maybe go to like a Google or an Apple. Ford. I know you don't want to go to Ford, but you can get some really good practice training off of Ford. But SPY is going to eat your lunch.
And to take it a step even further, if you're having trouble with options, go back to shares. But it actually, in talking about SPY, that something that comes to mind is something I heard a really, really intelligent fella say, that when it comes to SPY, and don't this isn't a quote exactly, because I may twist it up a little bit, but the basic gist of it that I took was, when it comes to SPY, if you're not a master trader, for God's sake, stay away from it. If you don't have a large account, if you don't know, if you've got any kind of hesitation, any kind of fear or greed, emotion, anything, stay the hell away from SPY. And if you don't take anything away from that, from any other conversations, take that. Stay the hell away from SPY.
Agreed.
So,
and we're saying that because we care about you. We don't want to see you get killed by death by 1,000 cuts, because that's exactly what SPY will do to your account. And, it's SPY is one of those ones where you think, you're waiting and you're waiting for the right setup. And then you think you're in the right setup and everything will look nice and pretty. It'll be breaking and holding above the 9 will be above 21. Everything's above VWAP. Woohoo! And then boom, right against you, right? At the drop of a hat. But I didn't have a line there. It don't care. Or I have a line there. It's going through it. Like, what's going on? That's what SPY does. That's why we say don't trade SPY. Not unless you have seriously got, like James said, the account to handle it. I'd stay away from it. And I know we're beating a dead horse at this point, but yeah, there's other things that you can trade that will give you some, a run for your money,
And data traders, right? Ford is slow. Oh, good
Yeah.
Lord, Ford is slow, but that's the point of it. You have more time, especially as a beginning trader, to think about what's happening, to process the rules and the indicators. And so it that's why Coach says Ford. And Hope brings up a good point. Apple is even worse lately than SPY. It's yeah, it's getting up there in that range again. But she did say, or they said something else. I want to learn options, but so hard. Don't want to go back to stocks.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why do you not want to? Do you realize that Bruno is making a killing with shares right now? He is making a killing with shares right now. Like, if you really want to get some good training, and are you in the pre-market? Because that's the best place to come in the morning, get some training on some because Bruno is killing it. You
Right.
can really
and
get
you
some
look
good
at how
money
many
in there.
people we've had in the groups that started out with stocks, with shares, that have
Became
found great
millionaires
success.
off of it.
Yeah. So
Became millionaires off of it. Jimmy, used to trade make 6 cents a trade, right? Not make 6 cents. He would trade for 6 cents, right? But he would have 1,000 shares, 500 shares. But that getting good at getting in, getting that 6 cent gain and getting out was his MO. That was what he mastered. And he slowly but surely increased his position size, meaning 1 share. Then it was maybe 2, 3 shares, then 5, then 10. Well, the next thing, he's probably got 10,000 shares, and that 6 pennies now added up to $600 instead of just 6 pennies. Right? Every time, 600. Every time it went 6 cents, another 600. 600, 600, 600. Do that 10 times in a day, you just made $6,000.
yeah.
Right? So 6 cent moves, just 6 cents.
Oh yes, Hope. Well, and Kim McKee says that he made decent paper money on SPY, but he meant Tesla, and that's great. That's great for learning the mechanics and getting the training. Don't get heart set on that, because the feels in paper trading and real are not the same.
No, they're not.
MM, if not ES, what do you recommend in futures? YM. Yeah, that would
YM's
be
good.
Yeah, that would be more your department. Hopes.
YM
I like
is
it.
good.
I like it fast. Go in, get out like Coach.
Yeah, but you're not Coach. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. It's like you're gonna end up losing a lot of money if you try to trade like Coach. Tell you that right now. But going back to that other one, yeah, YM is the Dow that does trade slow. M2K is another one, which is the equivalent to IWM. That's another reason I like to trade M2K in futures, because I trade IWM in options. So I'm used to how it moves. It's the same exact chart. It's the Russell. So that's the futures version of the Russell. ES is SPY, and NQ is the Qs, QQQ. So, but you don't want to mess with MQ. You don't want to mess with ES. M2K is your speed, right? M2K is definitely your speed. That's something that we always tell people to start out with in futures because it moves slower, but it also moves with SPY. It tends to mimic SPY's moves. So, another one I'm going to throw out there is Nano Bitcoin. It's a $30 premium, right? Now, the fee is a little bit high. I think it's like $1.80 to get in and out. But and it only moves 5 cents at a clip. But that is one, and it follows SPY's movement that you can get in for cheap. And I even think the overnight on it in Webull is only like $300, right? So you can get in that and you can make some nice money in that. And it moves a lot slower. Maria trained a lot on that. I've been training on it. So there are some smaller cap. You can do Forex like the euro, the Australian dollar. Those things are smaller and it'll help you train in futures without losing a lot of money.
I've not touched it at all. You're getting closer. It went from blue Kool-Aid to red Kool-Aid now. They got some red Kool-Aid over there, but it's still not quite orange.
He didn't take the blue. He took the blue pill.
Right.
He didn't take
Here's a good one. Here's a good one for you. And Bucko has a good point. Ken McKee, what can you paper trade in pre-market on the phone? You do a lot of your trading on the phone, or did?
Yeah, I do. I'm back to kind of trading on the phone right now. I trade everything on the phone. I do options. I do pre-market. Open is a good one to trade in the pre-market. And any of the hot stock picks, really.
I think I got spoiled on having the bigger screen, trying to trade on the phone. It's like a loss of real estate that no, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. But I can do both. I can do both. I do prefer it on the computer. And actually, I can go back to trading on the computer. Something was going on with my Webull, which is why I stopped trading on the computer. But I noticed the other day that it was fixed. So I can actually go back to trading on the computer. I do prefer that. But I'm so used to doing it on the phone. So, call it a vision thing. You would think that it doesn't make sense because it's smaller. But yeah, I can think about it. I can enlarge the computer screen, but it makes things go weird. On the phone, all I got to do is double tap it and it enlarges my screen. If I need to see something closer, I can scroll. You know what I mean? It just is quick for me. I know where everything is on that screen. It's just a creature habit.
I tried that and ended up buying way more than I wanted to buy. And then it wouldn't sell out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of like that on the computer. So it's like until I trade on it more, I just keep going back to what I know. You know how we are about change.
Right. Bayside Jim says SPY is what the Zoom is generally based on during the Zoom call. So I trade ES because if I'm on something else, I feel like I'm bringing a piano to a guitar lesson.
That makes perfect sense. And it's so funny because in that learned helplessness video, Paul mentioned that we recommend that you don't trade SPY. It's one of those things that will make you feel helpless if you can't get it right. And it's very, very hard. But at the same time, they train on it because it has movement. Think about if Coach tried to train you on Ford. I mean, half the conversation, we'd be like, rah, 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 rah. I mean, you need movement. So they train you on that because it shows, they get a chance to show you market structure. They get a chance to show you movement. They get a chance to show you how to scalp, what a decent 2-minute EWO looks like when it runs, because it has movement. That's why they train you with SPY. But that doesn't mean they want you to trade SPY, if that helps. They want you to get the lessons on SPY because it moves in that time frame that he needs it. It does a lot of moving. But for you to actually trade, you need to slow it down. Okay, I learned what can happen. Now let's go to this nice slow stock and work it.
Yeah, that's what Oracle says. That's also why we paper trade. When follow coach in the morning, it's a teaching lesson more than a money making event.
Exactly. And you want them to train you on something that moves. Otherwise, we'd be all sitting there with our thumbs up our ass looking stupid. It would be boring, right? So it's like, well, why do I want to trade it? Because it's a lot slower for you to trade and you won't lose money. Just like what Hope said, SPY, all of a sudden you're going up and Ford don't do that. So you want to trade something that's not going to eat your lunch. But if you're going to learn, you might as well use something that has movement so you can see what potentially could happen, right? And you work your way up to that, but do it on a slower stock, right? I'm learning how to drive a car, right? Well, I'm not going to learn on a Lamborghini on a racetrack, right? But if I really want to learn what a car can do, yeah, maybe I will sit there and watch and, oh, okay. But now give me a Ford so I can drive that and putt up the street. You know what I mean? It's so funny too, because I compare learning a stick shift with automatic. I remember I learned how to drive on a stick. You know, a lot of people did. I learned how to drive on a stick. So when I got to an automatic, I'm like, what? That's the best thing I can tell you. A stick shift, that's a good correlation. A stick shift, yeah, you got to neutral, you got to deal with the clutch and the gas and the brake and this stick in the middle and shifting gears and actually shifting the transmission yourself. And then you get an automatic and the car is doing all the work. That's what it's like going from SPY to Ford. It's like, oh, okay, I learned on this, but okay, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's a lot easier. I ain't got to shift and do all that, and yeah, okay.
You know, it's funny. One of my oldest memories, and when it comes to driving, my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother was a truck driver,
Nice.
and I remember being young. You know, I could stand flat footed on the floorboard in front of the driver's seat and just
Mm-hmm.
see over the hood, long nose Pete.
Yep.
And you know, grandma she'd get the truck back up on the road, up on the highway, and she'd move the seat back. She'd kick back. I'd stand on my feet in front of there and hold the wheel when
Well,
she took
she
a nap.
had the gas.
No,
Wow,
she
really?
get up there. She set the cruise control. Just keep it between the lines. Don't hit nothing.
Holy shit, James. Are you shitting me? How old were you?
Oh, I couldn't have been 9, 10, maybe.
Oh man, that is cool, dude. So you were basically driving the truck, or you were keeping it in the lines.
Yeah,
Is that what
long
taught
as
you how to drive? Is that your first lesson learning how to drive?
that's my first memory of it. Yeah,
Okay. Wow, that's a hell of a lesson.
yeah. Well, you know, in truck drivers, and we've got several in the group and several that watch. If the wheels ain't rolling, you ain't making money.
Yeah. Wow. Because you drove, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what that reminds me of. It's like, okay, yeah, Ford, this is nothing. I can trade this all day long. And that's what you want. You want something that's going to build your confidence that you can trade. That's a whole purpose of the Learn Helplessness video. Go to something that is easy. And you may say, well, that's not a challenge. It's easy. If I can do it in my sleep, then who cares? No, but you're not getting the point. The point is you need to build your confidence and you need to do it on something that you can do in your sleep. You can make a shit ton of money on Ford, right? All you got to do is increase your position size. That's all. If you want to make the same kind of money SPY just moves faster. That's all. You don't necessarily make any more money in SPY than you would on Ford. SPY just moves faster. You can make the same money on Ford and the stock moves a hell of a lot slower. Come think of it, why the hell are not trading Ford? You know, all you got to do is, I used to hear somebody that shall not be named say that they used to trade 12 cents at a time or something like that, 12-cent moves, and just taught themselves on Ford and just started doing 20,000 shares at a time. And 20,000 shares, okay? But all it needed to move was a half a penny. That's all they wanted was a half a penny move. Well, think about Ford. Ford only moves a couple of cents in a day, right? 10 cents, 12 cents. It doesn't make large moves. But they had like learned so well that they just took a crap ton of shares and took advantage of those small moves with a whole bunch of shares. So you can find ways to make money in this market. You don't have to trade SPY just because Coach and Palm and those guys are doing it. You can do it on something a lot slower and make just as much money. But practice with smaller position sizes first to get the process down.
Yeah, Oracle was talking about, the times being different back then, and you'd see kids, you just drive around and see kids laying in the back windows of cars. I don't know about anybody else, but the people that were driving the cars that I was laying in the back windows of thought it was way too damn funny to slam on the brakes and watch me fly to the front window.
Get out of there, boy!
They would do brake checks, and it would call out randomly, 60 mile an hour down the road, and brake check.
Oh my God!
So, that could be a very, very big contributing factor to my sense of humor, because that's what the elders around me found hilarious.
Oh my God. I'm finding that hilarious right now. Oh man. All I can see is this little boy just that's not cool. Oh man.
How did they know to duck at just the right time where I was clear?
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Crazy. James, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
Guys, thank you for the participation and the input and the questions. I love that. That's awesome. Keep on coming to the show. Feel free to come on up on the panel if you want to anytime. Hey, listen, can I come up there and go over a couple of trades? That's what we're here for, right? So have a great night. Don't forget, don't trade a red day like a green day, and don't trade a green day like a red day. They are two different types of days. Learn, have your trade plan in front of you before you start your day. Have your risk management in place, and keep it green. Get in, get green, and get out.
Right.
I'm going to end on that note with Coach's rules. Damn it, I'm going to make sure that if he says that again tomorrow, I'm going to listen to every rule he says in the order he says it so I can get which one he's missing. Because he's gotten us twice like that now, 2 or 3 times. Oh my God, speaking of which, did you see the Bruno and Arlo and Miranda?
Oh Lord.
They're going to kill me. Okay. Everybody, have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.
Not all.
You guys remember all the rules. You must follow all of them. Not some. You don't get to sprinkle in your own and leave mine out. You must follow all the rules. Always have a stop loss in each and every trade. If you're a new trader, make sure you are simulate trading only using a paper account. I don't want anybody losing their money while you are in training. Make sure you guys are using small position sizes. This will allow you to let those runners run and stop out the losers. Again, stops on every trade, regardless of shares, options, futures, or crypto. Make sure you guys are journaling every single day. It's one of the most important pieces of what we do on top of the risk management so that you can help assess what you are doing and make the changes that you need to do. Don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day if you're a new trader. And if you are an experienced trader, please be careful the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the trading day.
I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep, forgetting how to feel. Dreams collecting dust on a shelf in my mind.
charts or lines on a screen. It was a mirror that showed who I could be. American dream train, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. Used to think I missed my chance, too late to change. But you showed me growth lies outside the cage. Now I'm building something real, not just getting by. Flipping setbacks into fuel, reaching for the sky. You said mindset first, and now I see. Success starts with who you believe you can be. American dream traded, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. It's not about luck, it's learning to lead. Turning every loss into a seed. Now I grow with every rise and fall. Standing tall, no dreams too small. American dream being traded, you show me the way. Turn my dark into light, my night into day. Now I'm writing my future in my own hand. With purpose, with power, with a brand new plan. From stuck to soaring, from fear to flight, you helped me rewrite my life. Yeah, I'm trading more than stocks, I'm trading pain for pride. Thanks to the dream, now rewrite my life. Welcome to the aftermarket party where we hang free.